Hey, good evening. I was sitting here just thinking to myself about the world we're living in today, everything that's on social media, everything that's on TV. If anybody notices, you can't hardly watch nothing on TV now. Everything is either homosexuality, everything is either homosexuality, everything is tons of cursing, and everything is lust. That's basically everything on social media. Everything on social media is dealing with hate, divide, lust. What else? A lot of stuff is just gossip. It's nothing positive to watch on social media or on television. Everything is evil. Nothing's positive. Everything is evil. I don't know, man. Just the world we're living in today. It's a lot of just negative stuff. It's hardly nothing to watch on TV. I grew up, of course, I was, like I always say, I'm a 80s kid. I was a kid in the 80s and stuff. You could see the difference on television and stuff like that. So, back when I was growing up, you never heard cursing on TV. The only time you heard cursing on TV is if you had cable. You have to have cable to hear cursing on TV. Regular television, there was no cursing on TV at all. So you never heard no cursing on TV. The world is different now. Back then, you didn't see homosexual stuff on TV like it is now. It wasn't none of that type of stuff. Now, when you watch TV and stuff, no matter what you're watching in movies and TV shows, everything is either political, homosexuality, or some type of way it's providing lust. Everything is lustful. It's just the world it's just different, man. It's on everything. It's on every TV show, almost cartoons, movies. Everything is different. Like I say, back in the days, the world was just different. But we're just living in the evil time where things are different than what it used to be. No morals, no values. Back then, the TV shows had messages in them and stuff. Like they'll tell you, say no to drugs. If you know anybody getting abused, report it to your local authorities and stuff. TV shows and movies had messages back then. Now it's none of that type of stuff. There ain't no messages inside of nothing no more. It's nothing positive. Everything is negative now. So the world's just different now. It's hard to find anything on television. A lot of times I'll be sitting there just, I don't know. It's nothing on there. Like I got all these apps. I got Netflix, Paramount, Hulu. I got all these apps. And when you go through half the stuff, it's hardly nothing to watch. And it's like, I don't understand how it's like over, so many hundreds and thousands of movies, and nothing seems to catch my attention. Nothing catches my attention. I can be strolling. Nah, this don't look. And this, I don't know. It's like, I don't know if it's in the food or what it is, but it's like it's hard for stuff just to keep my attention. And I notice it's not just only me, as other people say the same thing. I don't know, it's just the world we're living in today. It's hard to keep people's attention. That's why a lot of times people do these videos. They try to do like quick videos because if the video too long, people lose interest and just go scroll past it if you take too long in the video. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. It's hard to keep people's attention, me, myself included. I don't know. And like I say, I go through all these movies. I'll be on Netflix and Hulu and Paramount. Like, man, why is there nothing keeping my attention? And it's like it's so, to me, I feel like it's too many options, so it's making it too hard. Back then, like I said, back in the 80s, you didn't have that many options. You had channel 26, channel 20, channel 39, 13, 11, 2, and 8. Okay? So channel 26 and channel 20 might have something you want to watch. That's back then. Today, we have so many options, it's so hard to figure out what do you want to watch. It's just like when you go in a restaurant and like they got tacos, hamburgers, pizza, hot dogs. You're like, man, I don't know which one. I want everything sounding good. It's the same thing with movies and t-shirts. It's like, man, I don't know what to watch. It's like it's so many options. It's not like back in the days, like you say, it's either hamburger. I'm just giving an example. It's either hamburgers or tacos. Okay, I'm gonna move for a hamburger. But now it's like it's so many different options today when it comes to television and social media. It's like, man, I don't know, man. And that's another reason, like I said, I don't have TikTok. I used to have TikTok on my phone, but I don't have TikTok because I just noticed every time I would say to myself, I took it all purposely. I don't want TikTok on my phone. Because I would sit there and say to myself, like, I'm on break. Let me kind of scroll through TikTok. I would scroll and look up. Man, I'll be scrolling to my break over. Or if I'm at home and I'll be scrolling through TikTok, I'll look up and be scrolling about 2-3 hours. Like, wow, what a time went. Takes up too much of your time. I just don't care to be on something like that. It just takes too much of your time. The only social media site I have is Facebook. That's it. I don't have all of others. I don't have Snapchat, Instagram, and what is it? Snapchat, Instagram, TikTok. I mean, it's so, y'all know. I don't know. This new generation know all of it. It's so many social media sites. I don't have all these hundreds of social media sites. All I have is Facebook, and that's it. And I go on there sometimes. I'll post, but that's every now and then. And if you look on my posts, it ain't nothing but family or things about God. I don't be on there just, and no offense towards people that do that, but I'm saying I don't be on there posting my every single move. Look, everybody, I just brushed my teeth. Look, I'm taking a shower. Oh, I'm eating dinner right now. Look at my food. Oh, everybody, look, I'm watching TV. Oh, everybody, watch, I'm walking over here. Oh, everybody, look, I'm at the dentist's office. I don't do all that. I just don't do it. And like I say, no offense to the people that is doing, and I'm not saying that's a sin. That's not a sin, but I'm just saying I just don't do it. I don't do it. But still, don't let nothing, I will say this, don't let nothing take all of your time away from God. Then yes, then it does become a sin. If everything is all about you, all about me, look at me this, look at me that, look at me this, and you're not giving none of your time to God, then yes, that is considered a sin. But yeah, but you gotta make time for God. He's the creator, he's the one who made you. But back to what I was saying, I don't know. Just different times that we live in, like I said. I don't know, the TV shows, nothing positive. Like I say, back in the days, you have to have cable to hear cursing or see a lot of stuff, a lot of lustful stuff. But back then, they didn't have it on regular TV. But now, like I say, everything is about gossip. You watch half the podcast. Half of that stuff ain't nothing but gossiping. Oh, did you hear about such and such just had a baby? Oh, did you hear about such and such just did you hear about such and such just got caught doing this? Oh, did you hear about such and such was? It's all about gossip. That's all social media is basically. It's a lot of gossiping, but hey, y'all be blessed. Just pay attention to everything that's going on in the world. Like I always say, just pay attention to everything that's going on in the world. There's hardly nothing positive out there. When people try to say, I don't see how is the world so different, just open your eyes. I'm going to say this and I'm going to get out, but just open your eyes. When you're living in a world where everybody's like, look, the world we live in, if you look at somebody too long, they're mad. If you barely look at somebody's direction, they're ready to fight you. You can't look at nobody too long, they're ready to fight you. I mean, look, it's so much hate out there. Everybody hating on each other. I don't like you because you're white, black, Mexican, green, yellow, Asian, Muslim, Christian, Republican, Democrat. People just, it's so much hate. So much hate. So much, I don't hate, I hate this, I hate that. So much. That's all it is. This world has got too much going on. There's too much hate out there. Everybody's against everybody. There's no love out there. The world is just different, man. The world is different. It really is. The world is really different. Not only is the hate out there, we got mother against daughter, daughter against mother, father against son, son against father. It's just so much hate, you know what I'm saying? Everybody's coming out the closet. Everybody's becoming gay. But that spirit is strong upon the land of homosexuality. If you pay attention in the Bible, when it goes back to Sodom and Gomorrah, God destroyed that city because of homosexuality. A lot of people try to say, no, that scripture is based on, no, they always try to say the rainbow is based on God's love. That's what it's about. And God said he loves everybody. Yes, God does love everybody, but he does not tell you to stay in your sin. And I know somebody was trying to say the book about Sodom and Gomorrah, the story about Sodom and Gomorrah was talking about how God doesn't mind us being in homosexuality. How? Where? I read that, and that thing does not say nothing about it's okay to be gay. If you read the Bible, read Sodom and Gomorrah, read about that. It never said nothing like that. it lets you know that all the men in that city, the men and women in that city were gay. And they was banging on Lot's door, begging. It specifically says it in the Bible. They was banging on the door because they seen two men go in there and they didn't realize those were the angels. And they was beating on the door and they said, bring those two men out that just came in there. We want to lay with them. And Lot specifically said, you can read it in the Bible. He said, no, take my daughters. You know what I'm saying? They're my daughters. He was letting them know my daughters are they have never been touched by man. They're pure, you know what I'm saying? They're virgins, they're pure, in other words. You know what I'm saying? Help my daughters, you know what I'm saying? But they said, no, we want those two men that came in there. What is wrong with that situation? But you're trying to say, so some men saying, we don't want your daughters who haven't been touched by men, they're fair. Well, he said my daughters are fair, but you got to know fair meaning, you know what I'm saying? They're pure, they're virgins, they've never been touched by man. So you don't want a woman that's never been touched by a man, a woman that's a virgin. You'll be her first lover, the first woman, you know what I'm saying? But you rather pick a man over that, and you're trying to tell me that's not saying nothing about homosexuality? No. That's clearly saying about homosexuality. And those angels came out, they pushed Lot out the way. And when they pushed Lot out the way, they came out and struck all those men. They struck them all blind. You know, they struck all those men blind. You know, all those men fell down blind, laying on the ground and stuff. You know what I'm saying? Didn't have no eyesight or nothing. Those angels struck them blind. So, and God destroyed that city. God destroyed the whole entire city. The angels warned Lot and his family to get out of the city, and he, you know, of course, if you know the story, he ran them out of the city. They ushered them up out of the city to get up out of there, and God rained down fire and brimstone on the city. And the angel sternly warned, saying, "Don't, whatever you do, don't look back." And Lot's wife ended up looking back as she heard everything that was going on. She just had to take that one more look, and when she turned back and looked, she turned to a pillar of salt. But God rained down fire and brimstone out of the sky and destroyed Sodom and Gomorrah, burnt it down. But like I say, the moral of the story was behind homosexuality, even though a lot of people don't want to admit it. I don't know why. And I still can't figure out, why would you lie on the Bible? Why would you lie on God and say it wasn't about that? And why would you try to misconstrue the scripture and try to make it say God doesn't mind as being homosexuality? Why would he destroy Sodom and Gomorrah? Show me, tell me, show me somewhere where it says it was okay in Sodom and Gomorrah to be gay. Show me. That was the whole reason of the destruction of the city. Y'all be blessed.